Okay, what I need you to do, my friends, is get out your writer's notebook. All right, and I have an anchor chart that's going to be pretty important for whenever we get to the revising and editing stages of our paper. We have some extra pages in our seed ideas. So because it's just a good idea to revise and edit your paper at the end, let's go ahead and just put the anchor charts that we're about to make in our seed ideas section because we have plenty of room in there. So turn to the first blank page you have. So I only had one page of seed ideas from the list at the beginning of the year. So I'm going to go ahead and you know what? Turn one more page so that I have a 2-page blank spread. And what I'm going to do over here is write revising. And that's making it sound better. And on this side, I'm going to write editing. Okay, and that's just cleaning up the rough edges and making sure that you have all the correct spelling, punctuation, capitalization, and stuff like that. So there are 2 different steps. And the first step would be the revising. And a good acronym or easy acronym to help you remember all the steps for revising is called ARMS. So let's put an A, R, M, and S. Okay, so the A stands for add. Put a colon there, but actually I'm going to write over it. Add. All right. So this is talking about add. I'm going to do a different color. Add is for like when you need to add details so that the reader can really experience what you experienced. Your goal is to suck them into the story and make them feel like they're there with you. Details, transitions, those are the words that let you know that time has passed or that you have new ideas to add. If it's expository, but a narrative, it's just to show like, at first we did this and then suddenly and then after that or finally, those words that show the movement of time. Transitions are important. Interesting words. Okay. These are also words that if you find interesting words in your reading, you need to put it in your personal dictionary and then apply them and use them in your writing. Interesting words, your vivid verbs, your adjectives that describe your nouns. Don't just say, I got on my bike. You should say, I got on my purple sparkly bike. If it's purple and sparkly. Boys, I might be nervous if you have a purple sparkly bike. But anyways, details, transition, interesting words. If you need more description. Okay, adding things just to make your story come to life. Your story is already written, but this just goes one step further and brings your audience into your story. Okay, the R stands for remove. And we did this yesterday in our Play-Doh lesson. So yesterday was kind of an intro to the revising and editing stages. Okay, so when you remove, you have to be real choosy and picky about what you remove. But through reading your story, you should be able to, as a good writer, you should be able to determine or decide what was some extra information that you put in there because you thought it sounded good at the time, but really it distracts from the story. So maybe it's extra information that is just not really needed. So maybe you hopped on your purple sparkly bike and you wanted to say that, you got that from Academy for Christmas 2 years ago or something, but that part is not really important. Okay, just letting the reader see your bike, but they don't really need to know where you got it from, and if that's not related to your heart moment. Okay, extra information. And then words or sentences that don't make sense. There's something that you need to go back and be able to remove if you have them in there. Sentences that didn't fit, but that don't make sense. Did not leave myself enough room. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, but moving on to M stands for move. All right, and I've kind of noticed this in several writing, and it's common. It's not unusual. It's very common at this age to have things a little bit out of order because you kind of just start getting busy writing and then you forgot a part that you needed to add earlier, and so you throw it in then, and just kind of the order of your paper gets a little out of whack and it's not very clear. So you need to be able to revise your paper, go through and read it and see, that sentence actually would sound better at the beginning of this paragraph, or, oh, that sentence would sound better at the end. Just making sure that the order makes sense and goes along with actual time. So move is just talking about move words or sentences for a better order. Okay. And then the S stands for substitute. And substitute is going to be talking about taking your boring words like I went somewhere, or I put that on the shelf, or I got in the car. You substitute those boring words for those interesting words, words that really show action, and new words for overused words. So if you're talking about, if you're writing a story about the time you got your dog, you wouldn't just say my dog, my dog, my dog. You might say my puppy, my mutt, my canine, my man's best friend, and just try to use more words than just dog when you're referring to one noun. So you're going to substitute boring words for interesting. There's only 2 bullets. For interesting words. I'm going to write over both bullets, actually. Boring words, substitute boring words for interesting words. And then you want to substitute new words for overused words. Okay, for example, when I write a good citizen paragraph, if my good citizen is Sam, every sentence isn't like, Sam is a good citizen. Sam makes good decisions. Sam is such a great friend. Sam, Sam, Sam. I'll say, Sam is one of our good citizens. This young man and, my student, or he. All right. So use new words for overused words. Anytime you're talking about a certain noun that you're talking about throughout your whole story, you don't want to just keep repeating that word over and over. Switch it, change it, rearrange it. So anyways, that's all for revising. Okay, folks, thank you. And I'm off.